night heartbreak. For the Knicks, it came in Boston. And while that was not happening, the Nets coughed up a chance against Minnesota. Less than 24 hours later, NBA Life gives both teams a chance at something better. Next. We are live at the world's most famous arena, and the New York Knicks are presented by Chase as they get set to take on their rival for the first time this regular season, the New Jersey Nets. Both teams with very similar records. The Knicks back home after losing another one of those last-minute NBA games in Boston. Good evening, everybody. I'm Al Troutwick for the Knicks. The losses came early, and now they have come often. Question is, who's going to lead them out of the doldrums, which, by the way, could end tonight against New Jersey? Here's Amar'e Stoudemire's tweet from earlier today. It's definitely something that could get the team going in the right direction. Tyson Chandler, too, has told his team they've got to man up. Say this about the Knicks. They didn't win against Chicago. They didn't win against Boston, but they definitely were ready to play. Tonight, they experienced something for the very first time together. We'll see how much in shape they are. 3 games in 3 nights. We go to Mike Breen and a glorious-looking Walt Clyde Frazier.
Al, thanks, and good evening, everyone. With 2/3 of the season to go, saying that a game is a must-win is really silly. But this one is as close as it gets, as the Knicks right now certainly aware that they are reeling. 2-11 in their last 13 games. And even though they've been playing better recently, moral victories do not count. And the Knicks say despite that, they're staying together. And Mike D'Antoni, about an hour ago, said they will stick together.
We are who we are. We got to get better. And panicking is not going to help. I mean, I'll run out here with my hair on fire. That's not going to help me. We still got to play the game and win. So, you know, I might be panicking inside, but it's not. I still believe in our guys, and I think they're going to do. I mean, it's great going into practice and seeing what they want to do and how they want to do it. Even last night after the game, they know they blew a couple opportunities. It just didn't work out. But they're not panicking, and there's no reason to panic in the sense of that's not going to get it done. What's happened. We're going to look forward, and tonight's going to be the first great night that we're going to go forward.
Well, certainly when teams underachieve the way the Knicks have underachieved in a pressure situation here in New York, often, Clyde, it results in finger pointing. The good news is we have not seen any of that. But the Knicks need now to start getting wins, starting tonight and getting a lot of them.
Yeah, because what happens, folks, the old negativity, is the glass half full or is it half empty? Positivity over negativity, especially going down the stretch. They played well enough in the last 2 games to win those games, did not prevail, but it also, to me, shows that they seem to play up and down to the competition. So having the Nets in here tonight, if they play the way they played the last 2 games, they should prevail.
And the Nets are a team that have been decimated by injuries, but they've actually had some pretty good victories recently, winning in Philadelphia, winning in Cleveland, and of course they have one of the best point guards in the NBA. When Deron Williams is on his game on any given night, he can beat a team almost single-handedly.
Right, and I think he's one of the best in the game. They've seen Rose, they saw Rondo, and now maybe the best of them all, Deron Williams, leading the team in scoring and dishing. But he presents a problem because he's strong, he's agile, he's quick, he can go inside, he can play the perimeter shot, he has the 3-ball in his weaponry, he can also can his free throws, and right here, this epitomizes what he can do with the steals. So Rose, like Rose, has it all, does it all, Williams, and he must be contained tonight.
Now, Williams has not a great season. He's been up and down as well, but Williams and the Nets have actually played better on the road so far this year, always putting up very strong numbers. Meanwhile, another side story here tonight. What will the crowd do with Chris Humphries? During the preseason, he was booed every time he touched the ball. Be interesting to see and hear the dynamic tonight. Knicks and Nets for the first time in the regular season in a huge game for the Knicks, once again desperate for a victory. We'll have the starting lineups, opening tip and more when we return to Madison Square Garden.
Basketball on MSG. Closed captioning is brought to you by New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. Good evening and welcome inside our MSG studios. I'm Tina Servasio. As the Knicks prepare for the Nets, you know they're going to be honing in on Anthony Morrow, the Net who had a career-high 43 points last night. He was 13 of 20, 8 of 11 from three-point range as we take a look at tonight's bucket chart brought to you by your hometown KFC, as you see where he made those 8 threes from beyond the arc. Head coach Mike D'Antoni addressing the Knicks in the pregame locker room exactly about Morrow and his three-point shooting.
They take more threes than any team in the NBA. All right, so that's one of Morrow. We're going to get on him. Make sure Deron Williams take contested threes, and we got to play. Sean Williams come in. There's a certain guys you can shut out. We got to put X's on them if we're going to win. Deron Williams will do his thing. Worry about the other guys rebounding. Don't let Humphries get off.
The Knicks will be looking.
Knicks and Nets set to square off at Madison Square Garden. Starting lineups are brought to you by Land Rover. And former Knick Sean Williams at one forward and Chris Humphries, Sheldon Williams, another former Knick at center, with Anthony Morrow, as Tina just told you, off that huge game, and Deron Williams for head coach Avery Johnson. Knicks with the same lineup: Shumpert, Fields, Chandler, Stoudemire, and Carmelo Anthony, as the Knicks look to bounce back from that gut-wrenching loss to the Celtics. Carmelo Anthony, those were the numbers, but on a couple of big possessions, Anthony passed off. One time, Iman Shumpert, a wide-open shot. Another time, Landry Fields, a wide-open shot in the left corner. After the game, Carmelo Anthony did go and talk to both of those players and said to them, Clyde, hey, I'm going to get it to you the next time as well. If I'm double-teamed, don't hesitate, go up and shoot it. Don't worry about it. Just missed the shot. It's going to happen. And that's what those players, I'm sure, enjoyed hearing from one of their captains.
Right. You have to instill confidence in them, but also those players know they've got to step up a little more as well. Melo can't carry the entire team. Neither can Stat. So it has to be a collective effort. So let's see if the Knicks can redeem themselves tonight.
Against a New Jersey Net team that has to be setting some kind of record by having 3 players named Williams in the starting lineup.
And 4 overall on the team.
So Deron Williams, who's the leader of the Nets, and the Williams pack. Again, they're better on the road. They're 5-9. Sheldon Williams, who had a cup of coffee with the Knicks last year, now they're starting center with Brook Lopez out. And Sean Williams, who the Knicks really wanted to re-sign, but he got a better deal in New Jersey and wanted to get some money off last year's mild success in New York.
Well, Mike, 10 of their first 14 games for the Nets have been on the road. And, of course, they've been ravaged by injuries. Marshawn Brooks, a very promising rookie, as you see their coach there, Avery Johnson, former NBA player, 16 seasons he played.
Meanwhile, Brook Lopez, the key man who's still out, he always has huge games against the Knicks. And New Jersey, and they're playing better. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Both teams played last night. Nets losing to the Timberwolves, and the Knicks again that lost to the Celtics. So for New York, this is their 3rd game of the back-to-back-to-back stretch. Their only one of the year. Shumpert flips it up, won't go. Chandler, another offensive rebound and put back. Chandler had a strong game individually last night. A 20-point, 11-rebound, 4-steal game. But Chandler would give all those points and rebounds back for a victory. As the Knicks now 7 games under 500. Williams, a little shake and bake, pretty move, and gets it to go. Shumpert, you mentioned this, Clyde. You talk about 3-point guards in a row. When you go Derrick Rose, Rajon Rondo, and Deron Williams, that is not an easy scenario. Shot blocked as Fields tried to get inside. And Sean Williams, the 3-pointer. That one way off the mark. Chandler the rebound.
The last game, previous game, Williams did not play. He was suffering with the flu. So starting tonight, always when you play against a former team, a little more inspiration.
Nice pass. Chandler misses the jam.
And they missed the foul. Officials didn't see the foul.
And Humphries fouled down the other end. Chandler looking at the young referee, Carl Lane, and asking him why he didn't blow the whistle. Let's take a look at the play.
Thought it was a missed dunk and a missed foul. Well, maybe he didn't hit him like there. So the Nets come right back. Humphries, much hated in this arena, at the line to shoot 2.
And Humphries, here it comes. Hearing the boos as he misses the free throw. We saw that in the preseason. He hears it on the road. He gets cheered at home. And it really is. It's an amazing thing that goes on, all because of his marriage to Kim Kardashian and his role on that reality show.
He's putting up good numbers, 13, 10, and 1.
Anthony to Fields. Fields, as we've been talking, his play has gotten better. Knicks have had some positives as Chandler gets it, goes right back up, lays it in, and a foul. Now, we've seen this in a couple of games recently, Clyde. Knicks really looking to get it to Chandler early.
Especially against this team without a bona fide center. Chandler should dominate. Previously, Chandler missed the dunk, would not be denied this time, and he has one coming.
Chandler's 20-point game last night was his third of the year. He had 4 the entire season last year. And again, these are some of the positives we've seen. Chandler's play, Fields improving, Amar'e Stoudemire seeing to play better. But it all has to start resulting in victories. As we mentioned, 7 games under 500. Knicks have a lot of ground to make up. They lead by 2 here in the opening minutes. The Bulls aren't as bad as they were in the preseason for Humphries as Williams kicks it out. There's Morrow. Extra pass. Williams again. Sean Williams, that is. The New Jersey Nets, as you heard Mike D'Antoni in his pregame speech, they shoot more three-pointers and have made more three-pointers than any team in the league. Chandler again down low, taken away by Humphries.
Yeah, the Nets 9 of 25 on the season from downtown. Humphries 20 feet away now, 15 feet away, misfires.
And Chandler gets another rebound. Now they take the most free throws, but they're 11th in percentage. Turnover.
Shumpert telegraphing, Williams dancing. Shumpert going for the steal.
Deron Williams has a lot of flash
and dash.
Humphries once again. Williams sets himself, puts up the 3, and knocks that one down. Knicks are not a good defensive team in terms of the three-pointer. They've been burned on the 3 all season long. Teams are shooting almost 40% against them.
And the same against the Nets. The Nets allowing the opposition to shoot 40% against them.
They're the 2 worst teams at defending the 3. Anthony misses a contested shot.
Williams is a good defender, Sean, that is.
And there's Morrow. Morrow knocks it down. He had 42 last night. He points to Clyde Frazier as he runs up the floor. 9-0 run. The Knicks are down 7.
The rambling wreck from Georgia Tech.
Fields on the drive. Scoop layup. What a different player we've seen the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, energized, zest and finesse with the finger rolls.
And you know, Clyde, when Stoudemire the other day, nice feed inside. As Humphries gets fouled. Let's go back to one play with Deron Williams on that turnover.
Does he step out of bounds?
1.
Not only once, twice. The official right there, mesmerized.
How do you miss that? And he had a great view right in front.
And then Williams was the beneficiary of his own steal, able to can a 3-ball.
Well, like we've seen some very uneven play from the players in the way this season has gone. We've seen uneven officiating as well. They didn't get their preseason as well with all the games. And the Nets back up by 14. This particular official, Carl Lane, that one, he's a rookie ref. Fields aggressive, lost the ball. Stoudemire didn't see it, now finds it. Anthony on the drive, goes to the basket, blocked by Humphries. Terrific defensive play. And Williams steps back, puts up another 3 and nails it. And the Knicks find themselves down by 10 already.
And you see the 3s are not an aberration, as Mike just alluded to. It's a part of their repertoire now.
But this is what Amar'e Stoudemire, when he was talking about the other day, in that you read the scouting report, you know this is what the team does. Make them put it on the floor. They've had open, wide open 3-point looks. Stoudemire, that's a 4 shot, but it goes in. And this is what's been so frustrating for the coaching staff and the players. And we even heard Mike D'Antoni say it to the team. They shoot more 3s than anybody. Shumpert pokes it away. Now Williams is one of those players where you get out on him and he'll blow past you. You see Carmelo Anthony's been flexing that left wrist that he had sprained.
You saw Humphries though. Rejected.
That was a heck of a play from Humphries. Williams comes off the screen, misses that. Chandler already with 4 rebounds.
Averaging 10 on the season among the leaders.
Stoudemire, quick catch and shoot. There you go, Anthony right there. Put back. Knicks here at home, 4-7. As Williams tries again, not that time. Fields tracks down the rebound. Anthony stripped and a foul call. So the Knicks take it out of bounds as Anthony trying to pass it inside to Chandler. Deron Williams is first.
So you see the Knicks game plan, get the ball inside with the pick and roll. Utilize Chandler's ability to huff and stuff. So now they have it adjacent to their bench.
See Keith Bogan's checking in. Bogans, they just signed him. This is his 3rd game with New Jersey. Bogan's a good defensive player. Last year was a starter every game for the Chicago Bulls. Nice move from Shumpert. Pass to Chandler, but he didn't expect it. And deflected out.
Chandler doesn't have the hands for that type of play. The bang-bang type of pass.
Chandler just said to Shumpert, throw that pass up high.
Not the bullet pass that he received. Shumpert overzealous now on Williams, so he's charged with the foul.
First foul on Shumpert. 3rd team foul.
Team's 3rd.
Crowd just settling in. They were during the national anthem. They were chanting, "Let's go Giants!" already for the big game tomorrow.
Help middle! Help middle!
Bogans. Williams the fake. Shumpert goes for the fake, kicks it out. Morrow fires away. That won't go. And Chandler yet another rebound.
Nets cooled off from downtown.
Anthony puts in a 3. That's a good 3-pointer in rhythm. And the Knicks have gone on a 7-0 run. Avery Johnson wants a timeout. Avery Johnson in his 2nd year as head coach. Seen his team jump out to a quick start, but the Knicks coming back.
Yeah, Chandler bounding and astounding, controlling the glass. Melo previously rejected on his dunk. Right on the elbow with the switch this time. Nets talk it over.
Voted the most disliked player in the NBA. Again, it all stems from the reality show with the Kardashians. And it's something that I'm befuddled by the whole thing.
Why they take it out on him?
As Morrow knocks it down. What's that?
Why did the fans take it out on Humphries?
Yeah, to me, he's the sympathetic figure in it. Fields looking for Anthony. Bogans is a good defender. Stoudemire spins, goes up underneath. Shot blocked by Humphries, but a foul. Well, who better to get an explanation on this whole Humphries dynamic than our Joe Martin? Jill?
You know, it's funny, after the preseason game and he really got booed, then everyone was asking me, why is he getting booed? And I think it's because when you watch this reality show, the way it's edited, he does come off as inconsiderate and rude. But when you speak to everyone in the Nets organization, they say he's just a pleasure to work with. But you see Lamar Odom, he's doing a reality show with her sister, and nobody boos him. And I just think it's because we don't have a body of work. We don't know Chris well enough. And through the editing, it's not done right where we get to learn about him. So that's why I think he's booed, Mike and Clyde.
So in many ways, it's unfair the way they've edited.
I feel sorry for him. I mean, I think everybody says he's such a nice guy and he treats everyone fairly. And I think the way it's edited and when you watch it, you see why people would boo him.
Clyde, your thoughts?
Well, I haven't watched the show, so I don't know if what Jill is saying is true, but yeah, it's unfortunate for him.
He's a good player. As Morrow puts up a 3, well, they just launched 3s, more so than the Knicks. And as the Knicks trail by 3. Well, thank you, Jill. And an offensive foul call on Stoudemire. Humphries has done an excellent job defensively here in this first period. And that's 2 on Stoudemire.
Trying to post up too zealously.
Well, that's the right call. So Stoudemire's going to have to sit down. Jared Jeffries is in. Jeffries played very well last night defensively, very active. But
But again, we talk about individuals had decent games. Knicks coming away with perhaps the most heartbreaking loss of the season. Ball batted away, still loose, picked up by Williams. Finding inside Sheldon Williams, goes in, that's no good. Humphries right there for the rebound, blocked but fouled by Chandler.
We mentioned Humphries' rebounding prowess. He's among the leaders with 10 per game. Good job that time to draw the foul.
So you look at Humphries, he's 27. This is his 8th year in the league. He bounced around early. His first couple of years with the Jazz, then 3 years with Toronto. Played his college ball at Minnesota. Briefly with Dallas, and now in his 3rd year with the New Jersey Nets. Last year, 5th in the NBA in rebounding. And a good, solid, if you will, quiet NBA career. And now all of a sudden, he's like one of the most famous players in all of professional sports because of that show.
Which was a blessing and obviously a curse for him.
Yeah. We really haven't heard from him since the whole thing. He's just going about his business. He says the booze can get him motivated, that he likes it. And on the road, it gets him all fired up. He's fired up. He's playing well there in the first quarter. As I said in the preseason, Shumpert in and out. Chandler the offensive rebound. I can't believe we're actually talking about this during an NBA game. As a foul is called on Bogans.
The way it is today, Mike.
Don't you dare do a reality show.
No, I'm too private for it. Not every day I would want to be.
Stick with the Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is enough for me, so I'm happy with the Twitter.
Keeping up with Clyde. Carmelo Anthony misses. Do something in St. Croix when you're there.
Yeah, that might work.
No. See, already you're bending. Knicks down by 4, 3.5 left here in the first, and Shumpert called for his second foul.
His second.
And now he'll have to take a seat. And again, Mike, look who's coming.
And all 10 points in that first. Anthony Morrow at 8. As they scored 30 in the first period, just 18 in the second. There's the Knicks scoring, balanced scoring. Anthony didn't shoot well, but had 9. And we're at halftime in a wild first half here at Madison Square Garden. Knicks trailing by 2. Ball is presented by Chase as we get set to start the third quarter. Knicks trailing the Nets 48-46. Al Trotwick just a couple of minutes ago spoke with assistant coach Kenny Atkinson.
Okay, Mike, so Coach, is this the kind of Jeremy Lin you see in practice, or is this even a higher level than that?
Hey, Al, he's one of the hardest. He's probably our hardest worker right now. I mean, the guy is unbelievable how hard he works. So it's good to see that, his work's paying off.
What about the starters? Are they tired in this 3 games in 3 days situation or not?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. But, Mike did a good job of getting our bench in. And, our bench didn't play well the past 2 games. So it's good to see them come in and give a good effort.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Al.
Kenny Atkinson, back to you, Mike.
All right, Al. Much